Recording.
Hi, Drake. Good to see you.
Good to see you. I heard you won a lot of money in the SpaceX IPO.
Well, I regret to say that I didn't participate because I wasn't following this very closely. But then when I heard the news, I feel like I've missed out on maybe $1 million
It is the biggest IPO in human
ever.
history,
Yes.
which made Elon Musk the first trillionaire, right? Trillionaire, which
Trillionaire.
is
Think about that,
one
right?
followed by 12 zeros.
Yeah, like it stopped making sense to me after billions, right?
Right. So
So yeah.
it's a thousand billion. Imagine you're a billionaire
Astronomical. Yeah.
and times 1,000. I remember having a conversation with my friends like
Mhm.
10 years ago. We were talking about who's going to be the first trillionaire.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Elon Musk was definitely
turns out
on my list, on my list. Yeah, we're going to talk about the IPO. We're going to talk about SpaceX. We're going to talk about, where
the
AI
data
comes into
center.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, I guess yeah, this IPO, I heard there's like a welder, like an immigrant welder that worked
Mhm.
in SpaceX for 10 years and
Yeah,
became a
I heard the
millionaire.
news. Yeah.
Became a
Yeah,
millionaire.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think he's a Latino, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. I heard that he's been working there, since like forever. I mean, like the beginning of SpaceX,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So yeah, I think he's a valued employee, and he's got like some stock in the company for
Yeah.
sure. And
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
cool.
all about, choosing the right person to work for,
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
right?
even his boss, Elon Musk, he's choosing the right person to work with, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
everybody is.
But then you
Yeah.
also, from what I heard, you're working for Elon Musk is like a very hard job, right? You have to like satisfy. You had to like work really, really hard, right? Um,
Well, I think for Elon Musk, it's like, like sometimes he just vibes people out, his own way.
yeah, because
So
he's a
I mean, for
workaholic
some
himself.
people, yeah, maybe for some people, if you're talented, if you really know what you're doing, maybe it's as easy as breathing, right? For
Mhm.
some other people, no matter how hard you try, you just cannot please the guy, right?
That's true. I didn't buy any of the stocks. I don't trade in stocks. Do you do anything like that?
Well, it didn't because when I was back in China, I didn't have much faith in the market,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Because I think for a very large proportion, it's manipulated, right? So I don't really
Oh, okay.
want to get into a rigged game, right?
Yeah.
I know some people make money, they became rich over it, but like not me. Well, I did trade in cryptocurrency a little bit.
For me personally, I just feel like this is a game where I don't have any control on. I don't know anything about, stock market, so it's more like gambling to me. And when it's gambling, I
Yeah.
know that I'm the one that's being reaped, right? So
Yeah,
like,
me too,
yeah,
me
so
too.
like if I
I've never got any
participate,
luck in jump.
there's more
Yeah,
chance for me to lose things than
lose.
winning.
Exactly.
So it's valued at SpaceX was valued when it IPO'd 2 weeks ago. It was valued at $1.25 trillion,
Hmm.
and
Yeah, that's crazy,
one
right?
yeah, crazy, right? 1/5 of that
Elon
is
Musk.
XAI.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
250 billion is XAI.
wow.
1 trillion
Okay.
is Starlink and SpaceX, legacy SpaceX.
Hmm.
And then part of that is, well, SpaceX doesn't have a revenue. Well, it has like it's barely making any money. It's Starlink
Hmm.
is the revenue making company, a
Exactly.
portion of
I'm
them.
paying for the service as well right
Oh,
now. Yeah.
you are a customer.
I'm on Starlink. Yeah, I'm on
So how
Starlink.
do you
But
think of that? What do you think of that?
well, I'm now on the $80 plan, which is their, cheap plan. They also have one that's 120 or 129. I forgot the exact number. But I mean, for most of my daily use, I think it's quite enough. But sometimes when I play games,
Mhm.
especially the games that requires, like stability of of the network,
Connection. Yeah.
sometimes it glitches and pops and jumps. Sometimes
Lags.
yeah, lags
Rubber
and that's
banding.
all. I think it's probably because like uh, I mean, the receiver is switching satellite, right? So
Yeah.
during that very short period of time, it gets laggy and stuff. Yeah, it happens.
Oh, I see. So the Earth. Wait, so there are basically a bunch of satellite in the or low Earth orbit that are reflecting
Yeah,
your signals,
yeah,
right?
yes,
So
yes.
if the satellite you can't see the satellite anymore, they have to switch to another satellite. Is that how the technology works?
I think so because they are always moving and like so like I when one satellite passes, you connect to the other one, right?
Okay, so
I
the
think that's the
satellite are
idea.
not geosynchronous.
I don't think so. Yeah, because
Okay,
I don't think it's the yeah on that orbit, right?
that's
Yeah.
interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, and it's not on the wire, right? It's through the air.
Mm, yeah, through the air and well, so I think that part of technology has laid the foundation for the, like the proposed data center in space because if you are talking about building and deploying a data center, I think
That's
there are
true.
a few things. Yeah, I think there are a few things you have to take into account. First of them is power, right? But
Hmm.
you got solar power, and then you have thermal control, which is ventilation and cooling. Like it's really hard to do, in space, right?
Hmm.
And also you have to, consider the data transmission, right?
Hmm.
Which Starlink has already laid the foundation for that. Yeah, so I think yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that
future.
that segues perfectly into the next thing we're going to talk about, which is
Hmm.
XAI, right? So
Yeah.
Elon Musk is saying that a while later, or a few, or nobody knows how long later, they're going to build
Hmm.
a data center in space. So how
Hmm.
feasible do you think that is going to be?
Well, I think from our aspect, I think it's totally feasible. But the hard part now is actually the thermal control because in space, there's just vacuum, right?
Yeah.
So you cannot, like cool your like your data center by water or by air, right?
Right, because
That's
air, like if you think about it, like your computer stays cool is because you have a fan, and that fan
exactly.
is, it's blowing out the hot air from the computer
Yes,
and it's getting
exactly,
cool air from the outside of the computer. It only works
exactly.
because we're in the atmosphere.
Air. Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Right. So the
So
problem
in
is if
space,
you're in space now,
yeah,
the only if convection is no longer an option, like the only other option to transfer heat is radiation, as we
yes,
all
yes,
learned in
exactly.
physics class, right? So,
Yes,
but like
exactly. Yeah.
if something goes hot, usually radiation only happens when your temperature's like super high. Like when you're
Hmm.
metal, right? When you heat up a metal, it will glow red like 1,000 degrees, right? But like,
Yeah, yeah.
how do we transfer that heat into? That's going to be an engineering problem, which
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
it's going to
exactly.
be
I
hard.
mean, yeah, because the data center that Elon Musk proposed to build is like a huge one. It's like a mega one. The guy he likes, like, uh, you know, grand things, right? So he likes to make it big.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about the thermal control, for something that huge, that size, I mean, it's gonna be a very big panel of radiators, I think, right? And it's really hard to, just bring them, into the orbit, right? But SpaceX has an edge on this, so they have their Falcon 9, they have their reusable rockets. So Nobody else can, pull this off. Just think.
Wait, but what isn't it true that the dark side of the moon is like really, really cold? Like if you're not being shined
Mm,
upon by light in space, it's
I
really
think so.
cold.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, because we're actually on the tidal lockdown with the moon, right? Actually, the
Yeah,
moon is on a tidal lockdown with the
tidal
Earth.
lock. Yeah.
Well, yeah, so I think the one part of it, just never gets sunshine, right?
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
and there are rumors we heard growing up there are aliens on the dark side
Right.
of the moon, right? Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah,
um.
it's
Right. So maybe I'm
pretty
wrong.
cool.
Maybe my physics, probably wrong. Maybe it's as easy as being on the dark side of the moon, which solves the problem
Mm,
perfectly.
Well, yeah, the dark side of the moon, it doesn't get like sunlight, so it stays cold, right? But like if you're talking about a data center, which uses huge amount of electricity,
Yeah.
computing, generating token, right? And sending them back and forth, to Earth and from Earth, like the signals, laser signals, right?
Hmm.
And I mean it's huge heat accumulation, right? So I think the cooling is like different. It's like something else to consider. Yeah.
Hmm. And all that heat, where is it gonna go? Is it just gonna be dissipated into
Well, I
the
think if you are talking about radiation, they just got emitted to deeper space. I don't know, to other stars.
right? So
Just
so so
yeah,
if it's
just
in
lost in the.
the moon and it's if it's going to space, I guess that doesn't impact the Earth environment. But if it's the data center is on the Earth, then I mean it's like a factory, right? So they probably like release all that heat into like the ocean
The
using
atmosphere, right? Yeah, yeah,
or
exactly.
atmosphere, right? We're just gonna
And
contribute to
also,
the greenhouse effect.
another vulnerability for the the data center on Earth is that they consume too much power, right?
Yeah.
So if AI is like developing as at the speed it is now, in the next 5 years, it might take up probably like 60%, 70% of the total
Hmm.
power supply,
Yeah, I can
on
see
Earth,
that.
right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be crazy. So I think what Elon Musk is trying to solve here is a sustainability issue,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So yeah, if you build more data centers on Earth, it's gonna probably emit a lot of heat into the atmosphere
Hmm.
for thing one, and it's going to consume a large amount of electricity,
Hmm.
right? So it's just bad for us because everything like now is going to AI, and we don't have enough power, and it's gonna be really hot. So I think what Elon Musk is trying to solve is a problem, like in terms of how sustainable the data centers are, right?
Hmm. But
Yeah, of
then on the other hand, let me just be the devil's advocate here, right? So like,
course, of course.
transporting all that mass into space, right now we only have rockets, right? And the rockets are
Mhm,
burning
mhm.
what? They're still wait, rockets are burning like hydrogen, am I right? Hydrogen and
Yeah,
oxygen,
yeah,
right?
I think so. I think so. Yeah,
Right. But
for
to get
outputs.
all that hydrogen, you need to do the get the hydrogen from water basically, right? You put
Hmm.
in electricity and the two nodes, right? That you have the anode and the cathode, and you connect them with the
Yeah, yeah, I
battery,
think so.
right? And one
Yeah,
end
I
will
think
be
so. That's
the
how we made.
oxygen, one end will be the hydrogen, right?
That's
But you
yeah,
have to
yeah, yeah.
have an electricity input, and that electricity actually is energy, right? So the energy that you're burning in the that you're using in the rocket burning, right? Is is like
Well,
limited upper bounded by the energy that you're putting in to create the fuel, right? Not to
yeah,
say
well,
not that still doesn't include, like all the greenhouse gases emitted when you're making all the material, transporting everything, right? So it's a huge
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
environmental
I think
cause
so.
now. So
Yeah, that's a solid point there, Drake.
right,
But at the
and then
same
I read
time,
some reports online that there's like when SpaceX got IPO'd, they've been rated by like a environmental evaluation company. I don't know what exactly it was, some sort of organization that rated them
mhm.
like really, really low, like as low as Putin's war on Ukraine, which is funny.
Well, yeah, I think SpaceX, has really, like just put some pressure on the environment. Well, that's definitely true because what they are doing is not environment. Yeah, you very environmentally friendly,
Right
right?
now.
But at the same time, if you put everything into the like the picture, you'll see like the fuel you burn, setting up those equipment, they are just one-time investment, right? But if you like build like mega data center on Earth, it keeps consuming power, right? So you have to
Mhm.
do like the weighing of like just yeah, pick the lesser of the poison, right?
Right. So that comes into my next train of thought, right? So um so it costs a lot more to build a data center in space because we need to like transport all that stuff into space,
Yes,
right? And you
yes,
don't need to do any of that when you're building a data center on Earth, right? You just need the building, right?
yes, yes,
You just need a building and some land, right? But on if
yes.
you're building a data center in space, not only do you have to build those rockets, you will have to you have to take account the fact that in space there's no air, so
Mhm.
the air pressure and everything, and then the people that are gonna work there, they're gonna have to get what they need, and they'll probably need all their stuff to be transported in space. And once in the space, they'll need their own um residential dome, and that's not,
Well,
you know what I mean?
I really doubt if he will put any people out there, like in those data centers. I think what he will adopt is like automated workflow with like robots, doing the
Okay.
maintenance. Yeah, I think maybe that's the way because you cannot just getting people in and out of the data center. It's not like economically viable, right?
Right. So
So
you're basically running a, okay. So that makes sense, and we do
yeah,
see that robots are able to do a lot more now. We've seen
yeah, yeah,
there are also Tesla's doing like Optimus
yeah, yeah.
robots that are able to listen to a command and they just do it for you using the AI in their own brain, right?
Right, for
Brain.
sure.
Um, so I don't know how like the tech, but I don't know how advanced the technology is there, but it seems like it's coming.
Yeah,
And
I think it's definitely coming. And also two of the technologies are already like readily available. The first one is like the reusable rocket, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah,
only the SpaceX can do this.
yeah,
And the second one is, like their data transmission technology using Starlink, right?
true.
So he has two of these readily available already, but he still needs to figure out the like thermal control and
Hmm.
also the maintenance part, right? So that's only two struggles I think he needs to focus on right now. You see, other companies are actually like trying out alternative ways to do this. I heard that Meta is building a data center, AI data center, deep in, under the ocean. Have
Oh,
you heard
okay.
about that? Yeah.
I actually didn't
So,
know, but I feel
yeah.
like that solves the thermal problem pretty
Yes,
well.
yes. Like it's infinite, ventilation, right? So you don't have to worry about the temperature and the heat accumulation there. But still it uses the like the electricity, the power on Earth. So it's yeah. So yeah, in this perspective, it's not as sustainable and like power saving as like the one in space, I think.
And I feel like what seawater is probably seawater is like corrosive, right? So
Yeah,
if you're
well, it
talking
is
about,
corrosive, but yeah,
but
well,
at the same time,
I
like there
think
are like little meteorites in the spaces too. So I don't know which one
yeah,
is
for
worse.
sure. Well, yeah, I think it should be built to be waterproof, right? But
Yeah.
like the water gets well, I think there's something like a ventilation panel, something like that, and the seawater just circulates and brings away the heat, right? Maybe that's the idea.
Yeah. So I'm definitely not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying, playing the devil's advocate here, it seems like um at the moment of the IPO, right? At the moment of the
Hmm.
IPO, if I was Elon Musk, of course I'm gonna say all this to value my company higher, right?
Hmm.
But I
Yeah,
feel like the market is getting too hyped up about this thing. Actually, 3 days ago, there was a crash. Um, yeah,
yeah.
3 days ago, Elon Musk was no longer a trillionaire. It's like an 8%
Well, yeah,
crack or
it
something.
happens. It happens. Yeah,
Yeah, and then
it happens.
yeah, so like it feels like the market has realized it's not maybe it's possible like in the future, but like it's still just a pipe dream. So like I
Yeah,
wouldn't say
yeah.
maybe
I
not a
mean,
pipe dream, but like a dream. So how
yeah, I mean,
realistic is that? I really
it
don't know.
pays to be skeptical of everything, right? I
Yeah,
mean, like it pays because you have to, think about it, not just, jumping onto the boat and, you have to, just evaluate things for yourself. But at this point, I think what Elon Musk is trying to solve is actually a problem that really matters to human being as
hmm
as a whole because like at this speed that AI is advancing, I think it's going to take up a lot of power in a few days. And also new data centers being built. If there's if they all build it on Earth, there will be a big problem, right?
hmm
And I think he's, trying something new, something really creative to, solve the problem of the, development of AI and, the, limitation of our energy supply, right?
yeah, yeah.
So I think it's a really, really great thing to do. And besides that, like we said before, he already has in his hand two of the core technologies that's not available to anybody else but SpaceX,
The
right?
rocket and
So yeah, the rocket and like their data
the
transmission,
data
the
transmission.
micro what's it called? It's kind of like a laser, right? But
Yeah,
it's how do we call it? Microwave, not microwave,
I'm
but
not
yeah, that
sure
is
about that.
yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, I think it works really well with his Starlink, right?
hmm
So he think yeah, since now we already have the transmission, right? We already have the rocket. Why don't we, just work on, something else, and we can
Yeah,
have this
yeah,
huge data center in space.
yeah. I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already done the impossible, right? Like,
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. A lot
he's
of times.
recycled
Quite a
rocket. He
few.
made the rocket land on a small platform,
Yeah.
which was unspeakable before he did it,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So, I
Yeah.
mean, I feel like at this point, humanity has seen a lot of things that, you know, before something was invented, like people just scoff at it and say that's impossible, right? Like people
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
getting into space is impossible like 100 years ago,
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
right? And then it
Yeah.
happened, and
Yeah.
then people just take it for granted, right?
Yeah.
In the if yeah, I think there was like some great scientists of the 19th century said, it's impossible for humanity to get into space, right? So at this point, I feel like me saying anything is impossible, I probably seem stupid like 10 years later. Because it's not possible.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, well, yeah,
Yeah. So
it's really yeah.
yeah, I feel like I have my doubt, but like if you look at the trend of human history of technology, I feel like anything is possible now.
Yeah, well, a lot of things are possible now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Elon Musk has already proven himself as, like a person who does not only talk the talk, but also walk the walk,
Yeah, and
right? Yeah.
he's done, yeah, he has a track record of doing all these stuff. So
Yeah, yeah,
if there's anyone to believe, it's probably him, right? Yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah,
what I feel like is that yeah, I mean I do agree with that. So I think it's
yeah.
possible. And I hope he succeeds.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd like to see, a mega data center in space, right, orbiting
And
Earth.
but do
That
you
would be
want
really
me
cool.
to bet my entire house on it? I don't know.
Well, I don't want to live there, but in the future, maybe,
Yeah.
all the AI token we get are from the space, right?
Probably.
Yeah, yeah, probably. That would be really cool. And also I think
And
another
we may
reason,
be living in Mars at some point.
yeah, yeah, that could be. Yeah, but Mars doesn't look really
Attractive, but we might
habitable.
be
I mean, it
living in
doesn't look really
a
good.
yeah,
Yeah, it's all
living
red, nothing green. Yeah.
in a spaceship
All
or
right.
like a space station.
Yeah.
Um
Well, yeah, go
so
on.
XAI is like wait, XAI is Grok, right?
Grok,
Grok is
yeah,
the
yeah.
model.
That's a major LLM. I think Elon Musk just well, he is not, one of the trailblazers in AI industry. I
Right. He
think
just
he's
acquired someone else.
yeah, he's like, a little bit slow on this, but yeah, but like a few months back, I remember I saw his tweets, he's like lashing out on Anthropic and OpenAI,
Hmm.
because I think he knows that AI is, the next game. And also these two guys are ahead of him in
Yeah.
this game,
Yeah.
right? That's why he's getting, like pissed off, and he's
Yeah.
he's really aggressive with him.
Yeah.
But now I think when he cools down a little bit, I think now he figures out what he needs to do to, catch up with the game, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that's maybe his approach to it.
Yeah. So have you tried Grok? I've not tried Grok.
Well, I tried Grok only on Twitter when it's free to use. Well, it's pretty cool for just
So
like
by Twitter
everyday
you mean
like
X.
simple tasks. Yeah, but I don't think it works as well, in coding and in solving complicated problems as Claude or
Okay.
ChatGPT.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Do you have anything else to talk about? It's been almost half an hour now.
Yeah, well, I think we can wrap it up for this episode, and it's been a wonderful talk, and
Yeah.
I'm really excited about the, like data center in space. I would love to see it in my lifetime. Yeah,
Me too. Me too. I
yeah,
think it'll be cool. Although I don't know how
yeah.
much it will I don't know how much it will affect my life though.
hmm Yeah, well, see, I'm already on Starlink, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, maybe start Grok, right?
Star Grok.
Not so far away. Yeah, that would be huge. That would, take Claude and ChatGPT by surprise, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All
Yeah,
right.
all right.
Nice to
Nice
talk to you.
talk. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Peace until the next episode.
Okay.
All right.
Look forward to it.